Hi, and welcome to Anne's Family Recipe. Today we're making another delicious edible Christmas gift, candied pecans. This recipe for candied pecans comes from my Aunt Dorothy. It is her world-famous Christmas treat. Every Christmas I would look forward to my Aunt Dorothy's care package in the mail, and it would include a big tin of these cinnamon and sugar-covered pecans and her famous mustard too, which is a recipe I'll also have to get from her. So I called her up recently and discussed all the details behind making these fabulous pecans, and I'm going to share them with you today. I'll put my Aunt Dorothy's full recipe in the description box below, but today I'm just going to make a small batch, so about a quarter of her original recipe. We're going to start with about 1.5 egg whites in this bowl. So I have a whole egg here, and then I was baking earlier in the week, so I have some leftover egg white, so I'm just going to add like a little spoonful of that for the extra half an egg white. So we'll just break our egg into the bowl, and then catch the yolk in the shell, and just let the egg white fall in. There we go. Okay, so we have 1 egg white, and then again I'll add just a little bit more. And this is going to coat all of the nuts so that the cinnamon and sugar will stick to them. I'm going to use my electric hand mixer to beat these until they're pretty stiff, not quite like a meringue, but pretty close. So they're actually going to get beyond the frothy stage and turn white and get a little bit fluffy. Aunt Dorothy's original recipe calls for 48 ounces of pecan halves, and I didn't have a chance to make a trip to Costco this week, so I am supplementing my pecans with some almonds and some peanuts today, so I think those will all taste really great together. So since I'm quartering the recipe, I'm going to add about 12 ounces of mixed nuts, and then we're going to add the spices. Lastly, we're going to add a 1/2 cup of sugar, a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and a 1.5 teaspoons of water, and then we'll fold this all together. This smells incredible. I can't wait until they're baking because I know this is going to make my whole house smell amazing. If you're baking these in bulk, you'll want to spread them out between 2 baking sheets. But today I'm just going to take 1 baking sheet, I lined it with foil, and then I sprayed it really well with baking spray. Or you can use a non-stick aluminum foil if you have that. So I'm just going to spread these out in a nice even layer, and then I'll pop them into the oven, which is preheated to 225 degrees. And they're going to bake for about an hour, and every 15 minutes or so I'm just going to kind of stir them around. My Aunt Dorothy said you're not really able to flip them because they're so sticky as they're baking, but you just want to sort of move them around the pan so they bake evenly. I was so excited when these came out of the oven because they look exactly like my Aunt Dorothy's pecans did. Now, I've allowed what remains on the tray to cool. I say what remains because for the last hour or two, as my husband and I have passed through the kitchen, we've been eating these by the handful because they are so incredibly good. These are the kind of snack that are addicting. You know, once you have one, you just can't stop eating them. So I tried to spread them out so it looks like there's more than there actually are left. We've been eating them for hours. But I want to try one more, my favorite, the pecan. They all taste good, by the way. The mixed nuts was a great choice. And it might be a more economical choice too if you want to gift these throughout the Christmas season. But the pecan has like a buttery flavor to it that just really pairs well with the salty sweet coating that you put on top. They are out of this world. So thank you so much, Aunt Dorothy, for sharing this recipe with me so I could share it with everyone here. These candied pecans would make an awesome gift this Christmas season. They'd also be perfect in little dishes set out at your holiday parties, and my Aunt Dorothy likes to freeze hers and use them on salads throughout the year. Thank you for joining me in my kitchen, and I'll see you again soon for another family recipe. For the full recipe, check the description box below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for joining me in my kitchen.